The football world was left in complete shock when news broke that an NFL wide receiver had been found dead inside his garage. And it's the kind of story that hits differently because this wasn't just about football. This was about a young man trying to survive in one of the toughest leagues in the world. A player who had worn 4 different jerseys in 4 years, constantly moving, constantly adjusting, constantly trying to prove he belonged. And that kind of journey takes a toll that most fans will never fully understand. Imagine relocating every season, learning new playbooks, building chemistry with new quarterbacks, meeting new teammates, adjusting to new cities, all while knowing that one bad game, one injury, or one roster decision could end everything you worked for your entire life. And while fans see the glamour of the NFL, the contracts, the social media highlights, the celebrations, they don't always see the pressure, the uncertainty, and the quiet battles that happen away from the cameras. Playing for 4 teams in 4 years means living on the edge of opportunity. Sometimes being the breakout star, sometimes being the extra name on the depth chart. Always fighting for respect, always fighting for stability, and that constant grind can be exhausting mentally and emotionally. Teammates across the league reacted with heartbreak and disbelief because in locker rooms players build real bonds. They train together, sweat together, push each other through pain. And when something like this happens, it reminds everyone how fragile life truly is beyond the game. Fans quickly took to social media expressing sadness and confusion, remembering highlight catches, clutch moments, and the flashes of potential that made them believe he could become something special long-term. And it's tragic, because every athlete enters the league with dreams of long careers, championships, and security for their families. Not a story that ends far too soon. The NFL is a business, and roster turnover is normal. But behind every transaction is a human being dealing with expectations, criticism, and constant evaluation. And sometimes the weight of that reality is heavier than anyone realizes. This tragedy has once again opened conversations about mental health in professional sports, about how important support systems are, about how being physically strong does not mean someone isn't struggling internally, and about how pressure at the highest level can feel isolating even when surrounded by teammates. 4 teams in 4 years is more than a statistic. It represents instability, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of a dream that only a tiny percentage of athletes ever reach. And to see that journey end in such heartbreaking circumstances leaves the entire football community reflecting on what truly matters. Beyond wins and losses, beyond fantasy points and depth charts, these are real lives, real families, real friends affected forever. And moments like this force everyone to pause and remember that football is a game, but life is bigger than any game. As tributes continue and teammates share memories, the focus shifts from the player he was on Sundays to the person he was off the field, the laughs in the locker room, the work ethic in practice, the quiet determination to keep going despite uncertainty. And that's the part that will be remembered most by those who knew him personally. Tragedies like this remind us that success in sports does not shield anyone from personal battles, and that checking in on friends, teammates, and loved ones matters more than we sometimes realize. The loss of a young NFL wide receiver after such a turbulent but determined career journey is heartbreaking. And while the league will move forward, schedules will continue, and games will be played, there will always be a sense of what could have been, a career unfinished, a life ended too soon, and a reminder to value the people around us far beyond the statistics on a scoreboard.